Story 1. Meeting your significant other's parents can be a nerve-wracking experience, but sometimes unexpected connections can emerge from those encounters. Such was the case when I met my ex's dad, a man in the midst of recovering from surgery. When I first met him, he was recuperating at home, and I offered to make him a drink and put on some music to lift his spirits. To my surprise, he welcomed the idea with enthusiasm. I decided to go for a classic choice: a glass of Jameson whiskey with a single ice cube. As I handed him the drink and played some soothing tunes in the background, we struck up a conversation. Despite the initial awkwardness of meeting your ex's father, we found common ground in our shared love for music and whiskey. We talked about our favorite bands, memorable concerts, and the magic of a well-crafted song. Over time, my ex's dad and I developed a unique connection, one that extended beyond the confines of my previous relationship. We met occasionally at bars and continued our tradition of enjoying a glass of Jameson with that single ice cube. Our conversations flowed effortlessly, and it became apparent that we genuinely enjoyed each other's company. He shared stories from his youth, offered life advice, and imparted wisdom that only comes with age and experience. I, in turn, shared my aspirations, dreams, and the adventures of my own life journey. It was an unexpected friendship that transcended the boundaries of family ties and ex-relationships. Our shared love for Jameson whiskey became a symbol of our connection, a ritual that marked our meetings and conversations. It was a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful relationships can emerge from unexpected places and circumstances. Although my relationship with my ex eventually ended, the bond I formed with her dad endured. It was a testament to the power of genuine connections and shared interests, proving that even in the most unexpected situations, meaningful friendships can blossom. And to this day, whenever I enjoy a glass of Jameson with that single ice cube, I'm reminded of the unlikely but cherished friendship that grew from a simple gesture of kindness. Story 2. Meeting your girlfriend's father for the first time can be an anxiety-inducing experience, but mine turned into a hilariously memorable adventure, thanks to her dad's unique sense of humor. On a sunny Saturday morning, we headed to the local farmer's market. As we strolled among the stalls, I knew I'd eventually meet her dad, a known joker with a penchant for playful pranks. Little did I know the extent of his mischief. When we finally spotted him, he made a beeline toward us, a mischievous twinkle in his eye. Instead of a straightforward introduction, he decided to have some fun. He started introducing me to everyone we passed, using random female names. With a hearty laugh, he'd say, "This is my daughter's boyfriend, Jessica," and then, just as quickly, "And here's Melissa," and the list went on, with names like Emily, Sarah, and even a few outlandish ones thrown in for good measure. I couldn't help but chuckle at his antics, and soon, I found myself playing along. It became a running joke as we wandered through the market, with my girlfriend's dad introducing me to countless imaginary girlfriends, all with an elaborate backstory. It was clear that he was out to break the ice and ease any tension. The lighthearted banter continued as we chatted with vendors, sampled fresh produce, and enjoyed the lively atmosphere of the market. As the day went on, I realized that my girlfriend's dad's playful introduction had not only lightened the mood, but also made me feel more at ease. It was an unconventional icebreaker that transformed what could have been an awkward encounter into a day filled with laughter and camaraderie. While our day at the farmer's market may have been peppered with humorous introductions, it left a lasting impression. It was a reminder that sometimes a little laughter and playful teasing can bridge the gap between newcomers and turn a potentially nerve-wracking situation into a cherished memory. It also signaled the start of a unique and entertaining relationship with my girlfriend's dad, one that I would come to appreciate more with each encounter. Story 3. The Simpsons was a beloved show in our family, and my dad had a talent for imitating some of the iconic characters, including Nelson and his distinctive laugh. Little did I know that my dad's sense of humor, or rather his spot-on Nelson impression, would play a significant role in the end of my relationship with my boyfriend. Whenever my boyfriend came over, my dad couldn't resist the urge to break out his Nelson laugh. It was like clockwork. The moment my boyfriend entered the house, a hearty ha-ha echoed through the living room, mimicking Nelson's unmistakable chuckle from the show. At first, my boyfriend laughed along, finding it amusing. But as the visits continued, the constant barrage of ha-ha became a running gag that wore thin. It didn't matter whether we were watching TV, having dinner, or simply chatting. My dad found moments to punctuate the air. With his Nelson impersonation. My boyfriend, though a good sport, began to feel that it was a bit much. He tried to brush it off, but the humor had lost its charm. He confided in me that he found the constant laughter irritating, and it was becoming a point of tension for him. As much as I love my dad's playful antics, I had to have a conversation with him about toning it down. My dad, being the joker that he was, didn't take it too seriously at first. He assumed it was all in good fun. Unfortunately, the strain on my boyfriend's nerves eventually took its toll on our relationship. While my dad's Nelson impersonation may not have been the sole reason for our breakup, it certainly contributed to the overall discomfort. Looking back, it was a lesson in the importance of communication and boundaries in relationships. My dad's humor, while endearing to our family, had the unintended consequence of driving a wedge between me and my boyfriend. In the end, my dad's Nelson laugh remained a beloved family joke, but it was a reminder that sometimes even the quirkiest of humor can impact relationships in unexpected ways. It was a lesson learned about balancing the joys of family humor with the needs and comfort of our loved ones. Story 4. As a gamer in my late 40s, I had experienced my fair share of twists and turns in life. However, nothing could have prepared me for the tumultuous series of events that unfolded just before I was supposed to be introduced to my girlfriend's family, including her father, a police officer. My girlfriend and I had been dating for several months, and the time had come for me to meet her family. I was both excited and nervous about this significant step in our relationship. Little did I know that the universe had a different plan in store for our introduction. Just days before the planned family meeting, I received a frantic call from my girlfriend. Her voice trembled with anxiety as she revealed the shocking news. My boyfriend had been arrested for drug possession by her father, who was a police officer. The world seemed to spin as I tried to process the gravity of the situation. My boyfriend's arrest was a startling revelation, and it cast a dark shadow over our upcoming family introduction. I couldn't help but feel a mix of emotions: disappointment, embarrassment, and concern for my boyfriend's well-being. My girlfriend's father, a stern and law-abiding man, had taken his duty seriously. The arrest had come as a shock to everyone, especially my girlfriend, who found herself caught between her family and our relationship. As the day of our family meeting approached, tensions ran high. My girlfriend faced a difficult decision. Should she cancel the introduction or proceed with it despite the recent turmoil? We had long conversations about the situation, exploring the options and the potential consequences. In the end, we decided to go ahead with the family meeting. It was a challenging decision, as it meant confronting the situation head-on and acknowledging the complexities of life. The meeting was far from ideal, and the atmosphere was tense, but we believed in facing our challenges as a couple. Meeting her family, especially her father, was an emotional roller coaster. The arrest cast a shadow over the day, but it also forced us to have honest conversations about our relationship and the importance of addressing difficult issues. While the circumstances were far from what we had anticipated, they became a defining moment in our relationship. It was a reminder that life could throw unexpected challenges our way, and love meant navigating those challenges together, even when the path seemed uncertain. Story 5. Meeting your girlfriend's father for the first time can be a nerve-wracking experience, especially when you've heard stories about the family dynamics. In my case, the twist was that my twin brother was considered the black sheep of our family, and I decided to use humor to break the ice. As my girlfriend and I prepared for the introduction to her family, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of excitement and anxiety. The stories I had heard about her father, a no-nonsense kind of guy, only added to my apprehension. Knowing that my twin brother had earned a reputation as the black sheep of our family, I felt it was necessary to address the elephant in the room, but with a touch of humor. It was my attempt to ease the tension and show that I was aware of the family dynamics. As we all gathered for our first meeting, I couldn't help but chuckle nervously and say, before we get too deep into this, I feel I should apologize in advance for my twin brother. He's the black sheep of our family, and I promise I'm here to break that stereotype. The room fell silent for a moment, and I worried that my attempt at humor might have backfired. My girlfriend's father, who had a reputation for being reserved, gave me a quizzical look. But then, a faint smile tugged at the corners of his lips. Breaking stereotypes, huh? He replied with a hint of amusement. Well, I suppose we'll have to see about that. The ice had been broken, and the tension seemed to dissipate. My girlfriend's father appreciated the light-hearted approach to the situation, and we proceeded with our meeting, sharing stories, laughs, and getting to know each other better. As time went on, I realized that my humorous apology had helped create a more relaxed and open atmosphere. It was a reminder that sometimes acknowledging the quirks and complexities of family dynamics with a touch of humor can pave the way for meaningful connections and smoother introductions. My relationship with my girlfriend's family grew stronger over time, and I learned that humor could be a powerful tool for breaking down barriers and building bridges. It was a lesson I carried with me throughout our journey together. Story 6. When it came to introducing boyfriends to my dad, our family had a humorous tradition that played on the classic stereotype of protective fathers. It involved my dad cleaning his guns, but there was a delightful twist. The guns were completely disabled. As a teenager and young adult, bringing a boyfriend home to meet my family was always a bit nerve-wracking. My dad, with his imposing presence and deadpan humor, often played the role of the overprotective father. And so, the gun-cleaning tradition was born. Whenever I'd bring a boyfriend home, my dad would inevitably start cleaning his collection of antique firearms. It was a theatrical display. He'd meticulously disassemble each gun, clean it, and then reassemble it, all while maintaining a stern and intimidating expression. Meanwhile, my boyfriend would usually sit there, wide-eyed and unsure of how to react to this unexpected display. The tension in the room would build, and my dad would sometimes throw in a gruff comment like, "I've been known to have a pretty steady aim." Little did my boyfriends know, these guns were purely decorative. My dad had disabled them long ago, removing any possibility of them ever being functional. It was all an elaborate act, designed to both amuse and slightly unnerve my suitors. After the cleaning ritual had run its course, my dad would let out a hearty laugh, revealing the prank. He'd welcome my boyfriend with a warm handshake and a smile, effectively shattering the illusion of overprotectiveness. It was all in good fun, a way for my dad to lighten the mood and establish a connection with my boyfriends. Over the years, this humorous tradition became a beloved family inside joke. It not only provided comic relief during those initial meetings, but also became a memorable part of our family's lore. It was a reminder that sometimes humor can be the perfect icebreaker, even when playing on well-worn stereotypes. My dad's protective welcome, with its unexpected twist, helped foster a sense of camaraderie and made those nerve-wracking introductions a lot more enjoyable for everyone involved. Story 7. Meeting your girlfriend's father for the first time can be a nerve-wracking experience, especially when he's known for his protective streak. However, my first encounter with my girlfriend's dad turned out to be a delightful mix of humor and camaraderie, thanks to a playful response on my part. As my girlfriend and I grew closer, the time came for me to meet her family. We all gathered at her parents' house, and the moment arrived when her father decided to have the talk with me. He sat me down, and with a stern expression, he asked about my intentions with his daughter. The tension in the room was palpable, and I knew that my response could set the tone for the rest of the day. So I decided to inject a bit of humor into the situation to lighten the mood. With a playful grin, I responded, "Well, sir, it depends. If I can borrow one of your rubber chickens and whip up a mead tapioca pudding, then I'd say my intentions are pretty serious." My girlfriend's father blinked in surprise, clearly not expecting such an offbeat response. But then, a chuckle escaped his lips, and soon, we were all laughing. The ice had been broken, and the atmosphere shifted from tense to lighthearted. From that moment on, my girlfriend's father and I shared a unique bond founded on humor. We continued to make playful references to rubber chickens and tapioca throughout the day, and it became a running joke in our relationship. What started as a humorous icebreaker turned into a cherished family memory. It was a reminder that sometimes a touch of humor can not only ease tension, but also forge connections. My playful response helped me gain not just my girlfriend's father's approval, but also his respect and camaraderie. It was a lesson in the power of humor to bridge generational gaps and make family introductions memorable for all the right reasons.